88.5 UFM.
Okay, wonderful people. Welcome back to your favorite radio station. I know you didn't go anywhere. Per usual, you're here on the station that's all about you. 88.5 UFM, the new sound of Lagos. Yes, you're still listening to the voice of Obi doing it. And of course, you just heard TJ, the radio sweetheart. And right about now, if you're used to what we bring to you at this time, you know what's coming up. But if you're just tuning in, you're welcome. We're about to have the segment that is called Tech Republc. Yes, it's pretty much just a time for us to delve into the world of tech and unearth certain things, just to learn a thing or two, get some information, be educated, giving some step-by-steps on how to really immerse yourself in what is really going on in the tech space. Today, we have a very, very interesting conversation we're going to be having, and I think anyone who is really, truly interested in tech would have their ears wide open, because trust me, what we're getting into, and we have a very special guest who has more experience than you can actually possibly imagine.
And for a second there, he was whining us, telling us, oh, no, he's a tech baby, but obviously he's not. By the time I let you in on what he's been about these years, then you know what we're talking about. And you guys know that anytime we have maybe Tech Republc or Legal Matters, we don't do this ourselves. We always bring the professionals because, hey, who are we but lowly presenters that keep you guys entertained? Anyways, we have Godswill Umoru in the building. He is a digital transformation leader and one of the emerging voices shaping Africa's technology future. Now, he serves as head of digital technology in the oil and gas sector, where he leads enterprise strategy across cybersecurity, cloud architecture, infrastructure, modernization, automation, and software innovation, supporting mission-critical operations in a highly complex industry. Just this first paragraph, you may already get the gist.
Yeah, I'm sad. They're like, I'm sad.
Yeah, but he holds a BTech in computer science and an MSc in information technology, combining strong technical depth with strategic business insight. His experience spans manufacturing, consulting, financial services at KPMG, telecommunications at MTN, Benin Republic, and oil and gas, giving him a broad cross-industry perspective on how technology drives resilience and competitive advantage. Now, Godswill has led high-performing teams to deliver complex initiatives, including cybersecurity enhancements, enterprise architecture upgrades, and large-scale digital and cross-border technology expansion projects built on resilience, high availability systems, all the good stuff. Yeah, he's also an author. An AI strategist. He is passionate about equipping professionals and organizations for the automation era. When he speaks, he brings executive clarity, practical insights, and forward-thinking energy to conversations on cybersecurity, AI, leadership, and Africa's digital transformation. He's not just preparing for the future, he's building it. Yeah. Welcome, Mr. Umoru. How are you doing today?
Very well. Thank you for having me.
It's an honor. It's a pleasure, honestly and truly, to have you in the studio. There's so much that I'm sure that we can learn from. Interestingly, there's the first question I was going to ask you, but I think I want to even, kind of give myself and my co-host a little assignment. I wanted to ask you, what is something you wanted to do before you even got into this space? If you were to guess, TJ, what would you say
he got into?
You would have been interested in? Just looking at him.
My guess, I don't know, I feel like he would have been an educator. I think he would have been a really good teacher.
He's giving exposed small. But for me, I don't know why, I just feel like he'd have been a really good detective. You just give, you just kind of look like a detective.
I was going to give out something if you guys had gotten it.
Wait, let me take it. Hold on.
Hold on. See, if
you blew your shot already, so let me say it. I'm going to study medicine.
That's actually Loki was there in the back of my head.
I actually tried that for 4 good years.
Wow.
Not because I did not get the jam cut off, but Nigeria system.
I hear that. Yeah.
And my daddy is this pastor. If you don't get it on merit, nothing. So I think on the 5th year, he said, go try pre-degree. I told you he's into computer science. So he said, go do pre-degree. While I was at Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, I still tried JAM for the last time for medicine. For first choice in Uniben. So they did not give me the first choice. So the second choice was Lautech. And guess what? They gave me animal husbandry.
I'm not surprised.
And but my pre-degree went through, and today I am a seasoned IT professional.
Hallelujah! That's wonderful.
That's so good.
But you know one thing about this medicine. Sometimes when I go to the hospital and I look into the doctor's face, I ask myself, was this where I was supposed to end up? Because I look at not government hospitals, even private high standard hospitals, they don't even earn half of what I earn.
Cheers.
And I look at how, so this is how I've been spending 24 hours taking care of
real.
people. Because even in tech, I still take care of people. That's what tech is all about. So I am earning well. I'm not putting in all the odd hours. I'm still better than the medical.
Cheers.
Oh, okay. He said it.
Hashtag burn.
He just hashtag burned. But yeah, today we want to talk about taking people from tech baby to tech bro or sis. You know, how they can even get there. Because, I mean, we've said this before that tech is where the oil money is in. You know, that's where a lot of people are making their catch. Everyone is trying to learn something in that space. There are so many. I think I saw this website where they were doing like a promo for people to learn tech skills as low as even 3,000 naira. I saw it and I was just like, wow, interesting. And it just goes to show you how there is a demand for it. Like people are really trying to get in there.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, so I want us to, of course, get into the genesis of it all. You know, how it really started for you. I know you had mentioned your dad kind of just told you to, you know, try this out, but what actually made you really, truly interested? Because, you know, a lot of times our parents will say, do this, but we probably have other interests. But you stuck to it. You know, you really probably saw something. There was one experience you had, and it's like, you know what, this is exactly what I'm going to be doing. What was that for you?
Okay, so just before I answer that, I want to put out a disclaimer.
All right, let's have
For
it.
Every profession, course, or career path outside tech that I might be mentioning is just for reference purposes.
Okay.
I'm not down to trying to downplay
I hear
any
that.
other profession,
Fair
but
enough.
let's keep tech at the top. So my dad is into tech.
Okay.
I've always been in the tech space. As he had a startup in tech and he was a lecturer in tech.
Okay.
Oh.
That was while I was growing up. So I said to myself, I don't want to be this like father like son. So I decided to pursue something different. That was why I was going through the medical line. However, my dad being in tech gave me insight to what tech was. So when medicine did not work out, I definitely already had like a background in tech.
Okay.
I knew the possibilities in tech. So I mentioned that medicine, I wanted to use it to save life, help humanity, and that's what currently tech is doing. As a matter of fact, we now have biotech.
Real
We
talk.
are doing a whole lot. So that's where my interest really, I was able to pick up from there. I did better than my peers because I had that leverage early enough.
Okay. That's
good.
really great.
I feel like this was just trying to get into his head and how he started off and all of that was a good intro for us. And when we come back on, we're going to get into our questions, trying to know how people can start off. For those of you that are trying to get in there, I feel like the past couple of weeks, that's where we've been at. You know, just introducing you guys to technology. Intro tech, but not the intro tech that was suffering you guys when you were in school. Anyways, let's get to the music. We'll be right back with Mr. Godswill Umoru.
88.5 UFM.
Is the midday rally on 88.5 UFM. My name is TJ, the radio sweetheart, and I'll be doing it. We're taking care of y'all on the midday rally. Right now, it's Tech Republc, and we're taking you guys from tech baby to tech bro, and we're just trying to give you guys the foundations, how it's supposed to work, okay? And we have Mr. Godswill Umoru, who is a seasoned professional, and I mean, who else do you want to hear from other than someone that's been doing this for years? So take his advice, carry your pen and your paper, and sit down and jot things down.
yes. So yeah, there are a couple of things, and I think it will be important for us to mostly focus on the challenges, especially for someone who is trying to advance, because there are obstacles along the way. But I think I want us to start off with principles. You know, what are the basic principles that you feel people must master when they're about to get into the tech space?
Yeah.
That's a good one. And I don't know if this is going to be a shocker.
Yeah.
Brilliance has nothing to do with tech. Consistency has a lot to do with
Oh
it.
wow.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you studied computer science, if you're not consistent with whatever technology you decide to major on. So whoever is coming from agri science, whoever is coming from horticulture, and decides to remain consistent with whatever technology they settle for, will do far, far better than you. And that's why today I have hired lots of tech professionals that had no background with, their first or second degree with computer, but probably they just delved into professional courses, but they've spent ample time consistently practicing. So hands-on, I think consistency basically is the first principle you need in this space.
88.5 UFM.
That's making me realize that I may not be able to enter this space because I'm struggling with consistency as we speak.
And you know, it's so interesting because remember, what's his name now? The guy we had the other time, and he said he basically just left everything, and he's like, he's gonna be consistent with this.
And he focused.
Writing codes. He says if his laptop dies, he's gonna use his phone. If his phone dies, he's gonna start writing on paper. He was committed, and to the glory of God, he's doing pretty well now in the tech space.
So I think that's like a common denominator, and anyone who listened before will hear this again and realize that
you know what?
If you don't have consistency, there's no way you can make it work.
Absolutely.
Okay, so more questions. Now I want you to talk. Just tell us some things about like the challenges. What did you stop doing that you feel like most beginners are still doing? There's that thing of you started and there's certain mistakes or challenges you encountered and you were able to grow past them. You learned and you moved ahead. But then there are a lot of beginners that are coming in and they're still in that spot.
Complacency.
And people would love that. It's almost like someone is getting in and you're giving them like the trick to make it in easy. So yeah.
Absolutely.
What would you say to the beginners?
So there's never a better time to join tech. However, this time it's more complex and confusing. This is the reason, because we have lots of platforms, lots of tools. So the first difficulty I would want you to advert is pick just one. Don't try to do everything. So if you want to go into programming, for instance, don't try to do Python, HTML, C#, C++ at the same time. You would confuse yourself. You would get worn out, and then you would just leave the space. So if it is Python, be the expert in Python for the next 6 months. When you now become an expert in it, then you can now add every other technology. If you want to go to IT support, data analysis, focus on it. So people try to do everything at the same time. Jack of all trades, you become master of none. So that is one thing you need to advert, and then you'll be able to. So just pick one niche in the tech space and then focus on it for the next 3 to 6 months minimum. Focus on it, sleep on it, wake on it, repeat for the next 6 months. Then you can now spread your tentacles to every other thing you want to add.
Okay, don't do too much.
As in, that just even prompted another question for me. A lot of times people like following the trend, and when it comes to tech, people hear, I'm going to go into HTML. I want to do product design, so many things. And now what I'm concerned about is, what would you say is really oversaturated? Like, a skill in tech that so many people like to go to, but especially beginners, they like to chase it, but it's useful, but you might not necessarily recommend because is oversaturated there, and their chances of even getting jobs are slimmer because there's so many people in that aspect.
So the good thing is, in tech, there is really no oversaturation because the world is getting more digitalized.
Okay.
So we need more tech guys. As a matter of fact, Africa is still the continent that has the fewest number of tech experts. So we still need, but this is the twist to it. Even though we have data analysis, we have programmers, we have AI and analysts, we have project management, product managers, you need to still find where your flair is. So if you are not somebody that is given to mathematics, calculation, just go for IT support. If you are somebody that is good with math, you should probably study statistics in school, you had a math background, you are good with calculation, then go for machine language, AI.
Okay.
You are going to excel there, because if that same person goes to project management, which is still within the tech space, they will do woefully. So if you are one that is good with management, okay, you have what's this platform? OP platform, you have CUDA platform app, and then you can manage this and ensure that whatever issues you are able to handle it. Go for product management. And then if you are somebody that can see a project from start to finish and manage every resource in terms of budget, in terms of human resource, then go for project management. So there is really no saturation. We still need more tech guys. As a matter of fact, there are 2 professions out there currently that are always looking for recruitment: finance and IT. So whatever space you choose, just choose something that you are going to pursue for a very long time.
Okay. No wonder, like, of recent, AI has been calling me because I like maths. And actually,
you do?
Interestingly, yeah. What's so funny is that growing up, my dad was a math guru. Let me just put it that way. Like, he was one of those people, growing up in schools, people will be in math class and they are like not interested, especially people that are trying to get into uni. You will not even see them in class. But my dad had a way of teaching math that you will not want to skip his class, because it's like he's telling you a story and then he helps you with that story to understand math. So it was a struggle for me. It was a struggle for me because then people will come home like, how do you not know math? Your dad is... So, but eventually, when I almost failed maths, that was the first time in my life that I did overnight. I burnt the midnight candle and I studied so well that I actually had the highest score. in the class, and then from there I realized, math is not cheap. I mean, for that math is a conversation for another lifetime. But normal math in itself, I actually got the hang of math.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You're already taking. I would have said, do you know any other person that knows maths? Because if we now I want to raise children, someone has to be teaching them this thing. Anyways, so we did speak about like challenges that beginners could, could face. And I want to know, I believe in every sector, whatever it is you're doing, there's going to be one challenge that you may not be able to skip, but you get past it eventually. So what's that challenge that you feel like, don't worry, you will not miss it, it's going to come? And in case someone is dealing with that right now, they know that you're not alone, this just happens. Like challenges that one could face when they start off in tech.
So people most times look at tech from the surface, from the end result. People see how tech works, not why it works or the fundamentals. So what that means is people start from this end. I was telling somebody, if you come into he's a driver, currently a driver, he wants to come into the tech space. And I said, you need to understand how tech works, the architecture. So if, for instance, somebody tells you, I don't have network on my system, don't just look from that perspective. You need to trace it back even to the data center. How are the cables connected? How is this configured? So what it means is it's still back to somewhat like the topic of this show, tech baby to tech bro. Don't get frustrated through that journey. Tech is a roadmap. It's a journey. Some persons take them 3 months to remain as tech babies before they graduate to maybe tech toddlers
or tech
before they get why some take them 6 months, some it might take you 2 years. You have to go through that rigor and then get out of it.
And that actually is so powerful in itself, because when you think about it, it's like normally even understanding from a baby, it takes a while before you actually grow. And children, babies, they tend to be very distracted, but if you're able to actually focus, it's going to be relatively easy. Okay, that's really great stuff. Okay, let's go on a short music break again. When we come back, we'll take some more questions. And yeah, I know you listening, you probably have some more questions, probably even doing justice by the questions that we're asking already. But in case perhaps there's a serious concern you have, you can shoot us a message, 0913-0000-885. When we come back, we'll attend to them.
88.5 UFM.
Never doubt for a second, because you are absolutely one of us. That's why it's all about you here, and we are very intentional about you with the kind of content we bring to serve you on a daily. Content, music, you always have a good time listening to the station that's all about you, 88.5 UFM. Welcome back. We're still in this segment that is called Tech Republc, where we're trying our very best to just keep you informed and take you through some steps on how to transition from being a newbie in the tech space to becoming a tech bro or a tech sis. So we've asked a couple of questions. We're just going to be taking a few more, and kind of wrap things up. Big shout out to our guest who's here in the studio, Mr. Godswill Umoru. Helping us.
And we're so grateful for it, because this is basically just laying that foundation, encouraging some people as well, because I know for a fact that there are some that are listening right now. You just started out, and it's good to just hear, okay, so this challenge I'm facing right now, you mean it's not just me, you mean this is normal? Okay, so I should just focus on this. Everyone needs these tips every now and then. Okay, so another question I have is like, what is a realistic timeline for growth in the industry? Now, I'm the kind of person where if I start something, I'm like, so at what time do I finally blow? When would I make it? So I know some people appreciate hearing like, what's a realistic timeline, for growth in this industry?
So there is a twist to answering that question. First is you need to have a community. So regardless of the timeline I give you, the guy with the community and the guy without the community will not arrive at the same destination. So if you have a background in tech, regardless, 3 months should be sufficient. If you are diligent enough and you are coming from the agric space, 6 months would be enough. However, to blow, because it doesn't matter how much experience you have, you need an opportunity. So your network would give you an opportunity. Tech is one of the spaces where you have lots of network communities. So you could join one, and somebody like me could say, okay, now you're a network guy, you're a cybersecurity guy. This is a gig. Or take this opportunity, come in. But if you don't have such, regardless of how much experience you have, you still have to crawl with the crowd to get an opportunity to showcase what you already know. So, but basically, somebody with a tech background, whatever sort, 3 months will be sufficient. But without any tech background, 6 months.
Wow, that's I would never have thought about community.
That's
I never would have. That's actually really cool.
I know it's something that's often preached, people, because there's something that has stuck to me for a long time now, that you were born into this world alone, but you came to meet people. So that is such a strong indicator that you are supposed to work with people. Now, but the question is, how can people easily find communities? Where do they need to go to?
Yeah.
Because there's also the problem of, okay, I mean, from how you said now, gatekeeping might not necessarily be the case, because somebody that knows that, oh, I'm not into cybersecurity, but I can find this person, you would believe that gatekeeping wouldn't necessarily be the case. But then finding these communities,
These rooms of opportunity.
Yes, exactly. How would you say someone, where would you direct somebody to find some of
Okay, so
these?
if you've studied on your own,
Yeah.
and you don't have a background in tech, or even if you do, also need to get some sort of certification. So if you're in the networking space, you studied how network works for a lot of time, then you need to get something like a Cisco certification. Now, before you get the Cisco certification, once you are doing the registration, it will automatically add you to a community. Same applies to AI, applies to support and a whole lot more. So the brand, the OEM by default Microsoft has some form of community. So you are trying to make the exam, it just automatically tells you while you are preparing, you should be part of this community, and then you can easily scale up. So we are talking about default communities from the OEM. While you also we have lots of communities. We have Google developers community within Nigeria, globally. So you could also join within your own locality, your community, and join some sort of.
Okay.
I
guess
that's good stuff.
To wrap things up, what do you think? Like, how do you think someone can stand out on a platform like LinkedIn? So a lot of people are on there, just putting out like, oh, this is what I do. How do you think a tech bro can come out there and stand out in that platform?
When you get on LinkedIn as a tech bro, you talk less and showcase what you have
Sharp.
done. We need to see what you are doing.
No time for church.
Yeah, most of my interviews now, they are strictly practicals. Once you get on it depends on the level. Once you're not a beginner level, I just share my screen, or you share your screen, and we start doing the practical. Don't tell me a lot of things I want you to practicalize. So if you're on LinkedIn, I want to see that you've created a dashboard. If you're in data analytics, if you're in AI, I want to see that you've done some form of automation. If you're in cybersecurity, I want to see some kind of configuration you've done on firewall and a whole lot more. Cascade, I'm telling you, if you are consistent with posting your outputs, your work, your product in less than a month, tops 2 months, you would get a job or get gigs. It's a promise. So tech is one space I can guarantee you with my full chest that your efforts would yield maximum results. It doesn't matter when we talk about tech bro, it doesn't matter if you are 50 or 60 or 20, you can get in as a tech bro, as a tech baby. The tech baby does not mean you have to be a Gen Z. Even at 50, you can
be a
still
tech baby,
tech baby and still max out as a tech baby.
That was really great stuff there. Okay, there's a voice note here. I'm hoping that it's a question for you. So let's listen to what this person has to say.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gabriel. Calling from Aburu in Abaja side. Please, sir. First of all, good morning, Mr. Godswill. Good morning, sir. Please, sir, I want to ask, please, if someone that does not have any background in tech, as in doesn't know anything in tech, but hearing this for the first time, and then he has the intention of going to tech, knowing more about tech, please, what kind of a step can that kind of person take? Like me now, example, like me now, because I don't know anything about tech, but I have the zeal to go into tech. Please, I want to know what step can I take? Thank you.
Okay, said he has the zeal.
I'll take it that he kind of sort of just tuned in. Maybe that's why, because you've said a lot, but in like a nutshell.
It will be good to guide such people and coach them, because like I mentioned, there are a lot of options when it comes to tech. I don't know if this guy will end up being a good network genius or a programmer or a data analyst so the entry point varies, but basically he needs to probably reach out so that we can look at what his passion is and his skill set is, and then guide him basically. But you could just I don't really want to misguide him.
Yeah, I hear that, to be honest, because when you mentioned how somebody that is good at math, AI, I was thinking it might be a great thing to just like list that, but that might take some time. Like, okay, somebody that's good at thinking, somebody that's good at, like you said, math, what part of, tech would you
Thinking
be,
an organization, go for product management.
Product management.
Because
okay.
you need to scale these applications. You need to bring new features so that your customers don't churn. If you are good at people management, timeline management, you are good with time, go for project management. If you are good with analysis, dashboard creation, making decisions from numbers, go for data analysis. If you are good with supporting users when they complain, you want to give them what they do in Computer Village, basically, then go for IT support and a whole lot more like that. So I need to know what your interest is and then guide you in that light.
All right,
so are you fine with putting it out there how this person can reach out to you, maybe on social media, prefer, like if that's what you prefer, so that they can reach out and let you know what their skill set is, or do you want to handle this person privately?
An email?
On LinkedIn, you can check me out as Godswill Umoru. On TikTok, I recently joined because
content.
AI Coach Africa, while on every other platform, Instagram, Will to Lead, WILL 2-2 LEAD.
Okay, Will to Lead.
Good stuff. This was really nice.
Yeah,
this
really
was great.
and truly.
And there was a lot to learn, listening to this. And I guess now I can advise other people that are trying to get into tech, even if I'm not there.
Okay, let me say this one final thing. It's a statistic that is out there. The top 10 richest people in the world, 8 out of that list are all into tech. So if you've not considered tech, I don't care whatever industry you are, you should consider it.
Okay.
All right.
I will do it. I will consider. All right. Thank you so much for sticking with us, guys. There's still so much more coming at you. We're so grateful to Mr. Godswill Umoru.
Very much grateful.
Shone the light on everything tech, and this is definitely the perfect foundation. There's still more coming at you on the midday rally, so don't go anywhere.
Stick around.
88.5 UFM. It's all about you.